Smokey here. Got something a little bit different for you today. So I'm going to go over cheaters in the tactical game community. And it may seem a little wacky, but usually there's some crossover. And jumping into the background of that, I choose this because it means something to me. So it's really enraged me because I have a background. Some people may not know on the video game America's Army. So this is back in the day when Counter-Strike was super hot. And, you know, I've still played, so I have played games since like Commodore 64. And so I'm very familiar with first-person shooters ever since they've ever existed. And thus it becomes annoying because these people on this cheating subject will try and gaslight you and just tell you, oh, you know, you're an old fogey. That it's a weird mix because it'll be like you're a console gamer, so you don't know how mouse and keyboards work, or you're an old fogey, so you're no good and also don't know how mouse and keyboards work. But as you can guess, technology of mice have not changed drastically over 10 years. They're still the same. Very tiny increments. They do not unlock new human skill sets. It's not a thing. So it's pretty annoying and frustrating, which then ties over on another reason why it's so enraging, because it applies to just general life. These are the same type of people that want to gaslight you that like, oh, Biden was sharp as a tack right when he was on his way out, and same type of like, oh, Bill Nye the Science Guy trying to tell you human sex is on a spectrum because clownfish do things. And then to kind of date this video, we got a new one saying Washington, D.C., they're trying to tell you crime stats are down, which, you know, already vague because compared to what? And then right after that, you find out the police admin's in trouble for adjusting those stats in their favor. So very, very frustrating in the world in general. But getting back on track on this specific cheating gaming problem. So the main community that's defending this, they like to call themselves the aiming community, already pretty obnoxious. So they like to say they like specialize in aiming when it comes to first-person shooters, I guess. Which, you know, there's nothing wrong with training, but so far they come off very pretentious, like they've unlocked some new super skill no one knew about, or, you know, have some super feats that no one else does. Again, it wouldn't be a problem if they weren't so annoying about it. I'll talk more about that later, but in general, there's a lot of crossovers. So you've got those people in the community that kind of won't admit there's a lot of cheaters in that community. I assume it comes from they defend it to the death because those who at least have a more pure heart want to think they can achieve these cheater levels. So it's still a sad situation in the end where they just can't come to terms with reality. And then you'll learn that one of the main people that set off this, I guess, how would you describe it? A femboy with a gay accent. And so that's, you know, it's going to kind of, most gamers aren't into that. So there's automatically conflict, and then automatically people defending that behavior where it isn't about whether or not they're cheating. They're just going to defend them because they're a femboy. And so that's a whole other, you know, politics injected into something that it didn't belong. Should have just been about gaming. I'll show later examples where, even worse examples, but not as big of a blow up, kind of proving the point. Anyway, also seems like a lot of these people are full of autism. Just seems to be a going theme, but whatever. So I'll mix it up, and it turns out people into military things and trains, we have a little bit of the tism ourselves, but I'm going to show you perhaps more of a Doge team tism. All right, let's get into it. So this particular video is what caused all the ruckus. I'm doing 1080p, 60 frames a second, downloaded the content direct from the creators. Trying my best, but it gets compressed hard, but we can still see what's going on. Also other considerations, YouTube is concerned about copyright music, all this stuff, but let's jump in and show you what we're working with here.
Oh my god, you did follow me in Delta Force era. That was so long ago.
Most people are seeing a snappy target transition.
Oh my god, what the fuck? That was nuts!
What most people notice first. We'll get back to this later.
Wow, I flicked straight at that guy through the wall. Oopsie. Targeting 240 FPS, good computer.
So that's usually enough for people. For starters, you get the general vibe, which is femboy cat thing going on. That's already a big divide of, most gamers are not into that. So already big conflict point, cheating or not, that already causes some defense and some spite. And what you just saw was usually enough for people to see, like, it stands out, not impossible, but also looks a little suspicious. So let's get more into that. All right, I gotta turn off the sound so it's less fun but less YouTube issues. But let's see more footage, let you soak in more what Riley's all about. And you can see that the main thing that supposedly they're going for is these hot target transitions. Some are going to be more impressive than others. So you can see the general theme is pretty little opposition. Not sure if these are bots or children, but you can sneak up on people. That is a thing. And we'll get back to some of these, but some are more impressive than others. So just kind of letting you see the flow. You also, important to notice, complete lack of using the environment, any sort of crouching, cover considerations. So it's an odd play style to just jump in, going forward more than you need to. And so that can also add some instant suspicion on what grabs people's eye on, like, why this looks a little off. So rather than boring you or getting too repetitive, let's get into the smaller details of the nitty-gritty of some of these runs. Let's look at this one again. Get in there, hose these dudes. Man. Get in your memory there. All right, now we'll back it up. Enhance. So we're running in here. First of all, don't see this guy particularly compared to these, like you're, a front-looking predator. You'd be more concerned about this, but we decide to overextend and go all up in this guy. This could have been achieved more from a diagonal corner, but whatever, we've committed. And so this is a very quick turn, and it's an overturn. So about there, this is also noted. Trying to get kind of standard, like this is the big opener. So we've overflicked. We're there. Now we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rip one off. 6, 7. Grenade goes by. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now we're finally getting back on target. 12 frames-ish to start wrecking people. And then also while we're here, there's a thing I think not enough people consider, which is understanding when a player dies and just how quick one is able to perceive an enemy kill. So now I consider that death. Now let's see how long that takes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, movement at 14. That's actually pretty normal. Remember this for later. So now we jerk it over here. Let's see here. Rip off 1, 2 rounds. And nobody. Super skills predator. All right, and then correct pretty quickly here. So after those rounds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're super on target. Little mini corrections, then we're blasting this guy. Blast. All right, dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Still shooting them. 11, 12, 13. Now we're moving. Overshoot once again. Fix in 1, 2, 3, 4. Half-ass fix. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shooting. Now 11. Sort of fix. Overshoot-ish, but good enough. Start blasting. Now it's kind of hovering. Blasting. Dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blasting more. 6. And moving on. So we got to say now we got 6 frames. Moving on to this guy. He's hard to see. I would strafe sooner, but we blast him until he dies. Again, let's see here. It goes by very, very quickly, but also it's kind of a slop fest. This is important for later. Other people don't seem to really care about this one, but it stood out a little bit to me, and it's this Humvee tracking shot. And as you can see, the Jeep isn't particularly fast, but not particularly slow either. But it's pretty dead on. So let's zoom in here. So from the start, just boom, iron sights are on. And then blasting, blasting, blasting. Not getting the hits. Finally get a hit. Might be due a little bit to the bullet speed. So then a micro adjustment ahead. Starts getting better hits. Then pretty much a perfect elbow concentration here. Blasting, blasting, blasting until they are dead. Doesn't look as impressive all zoomed in. But again, once you see how the size considerations, just dead. And you know, not impossible, but just to keep in mind. So this is a pro that showed up in real life in the aimer community. Not the exact same situation, but similar size class here. So let's look into this. So for tracking left to right. You know, we're not looking for the switch ups, but the left to right. Let's really zoom in here. Alright, so this is about how good one can track as a super pro example. So I'm just saying, something to consider. This one's a pretty good slop fest. Let you soak it in here. Now it's a little hard to see first when it goes fast. But let's get all up in there. See what we're looking at. Alright, so first we got this guy. Deserves a blast, snuck up on him, fair enough. Alright, got it. Well, might as well shoot the guy right behind him, right? Alright, blasting him. Then we realize, oh, this guy might be a bigger problem. So we go to him, overshoot, there for about 1, 2, 3, finally back on target. Blasting, blasting. Let's go back off target. Did we do what we want here? Start blasting. It's just like a miss fest for a little bit. Now we're getting hits on each other. Blast, 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 blast. Dead, 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 dead. Time of death. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 until we go off again, whatever that's about. And then we swing back over here to this guy. Sorta. Alright, we're back on him because he died. Interesting. And then our gun went down, maybe an accidental run or something. And then because I'm such a super soldier that can perceive when people die so quickly, I'm gonna like pop off a couple shots here, you know, just boop boop boop. Now we're going back over here to, you know, nobody, sweet. And then back to this guy, just sorta. We're on a pole now. And just to clarify, you know, I think we're freaking out about this guy. He was visible the whole time, like he's just here. So we've gone over here, overswing, overswing to a pole, like really nailed that pole for some reason. And now we're finally shooting this guy. Boom, 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 dead. Look off into the nothingness and done. So this scene stood out to other people too, which I would generally classify as odd behavior, odd little factors. Hard to see when it's going fast. I'll let you soak it in here. Now, let's zoom back out. And let's take it slow. Understand what all happened here. Sorry. So as a starting point, return to combat area. So probably doing some dick moves like spawn camping. But whatever, we're rushing into the room. Like Riley does, just running into rooms. And you can see there's this guy to the left. Probably looks like a bigger problem. Catboy isn't normally there to block their view. But we've committed to blasting this poor guy here in the back. So let's start off with that. We'll look at that for a little bit. Alright, blasting, blasting, blasting. Decided maybe that isn't the best thing. So now we're moving on, and this is notable. So we've got acceleration, and then sudden stop to a snap-on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, stop. On, start blasting this guy. Not particularly perfectly still. It only takes about 4 frames before stuff starts getting jiggly. Still blasting, dead, and then 1, 2, 3, already moving, so this way faster perceiving of death than Riley's normally doing. Moving on back here, over snap. Trash is kind of in the way, but then you can see, so it's more of the same hyper acceleration, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then sudden back to good enough, because you can see starting to get hits. Blast him in the face. And moving on to the next thing. Here's another one just to kind of get an idea, more gameplay, see more what Riley's all about. And it's not the wildest thing in the world, but it's just quirky. Let's see that again. So transitions are fast, you know, that's one thing they're trying to show off. So let's get in there, kind of really see what's going on, because it's important to context later. Let's see. All right, it's taking it slow. All right, getting into this business. So first thing, we see two troublemakers. You know, might as well start blasting them. Makes sense, finally using cover for once, probably on accident. Blast this guy a bunch. And then transition. At least we know that guy's there, but odd to snap to the wall. Like if you're prepping, you want to be properly prepped away, but decides to walk it in with a strafe, it appears. Shoots him a little bit, and then was like, oh, it's not important. Let's go to the next guy. So then overshoots here. Starts blasting. Pretty big misses. Whiff, whiff, whiff. Corrects pretty quickly, whether it be aim or strafe. Finally getting on. Boom, 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 boom. And dead. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 till realizing time of death. You know, again, pretty inconsistent. Goes over to this guy. Total whiff. Notable. Guy's hard for me to see. It might be compression. Just saying. So total whiff. Starts ripping rounds. Whiff, whiff, whiff. Then, again, whether it be aim or strafe, dialing it in. Guy shows no resistance. I guess another bot. Blast him, blast him, blast him. Dead. And then we realize, oh yeah, that one guy we didn't kill, he's over here praying or whatever. And then blast him until he's dead. So, again, it's just a weird assembly of gameplay. Okay, I didn't want to get jammed up earlier, but this is the big scene a lot of people got butthurt about in particular. So let's show it full speed.
Wow, I flicked straight at that guy through the wall. Oopsie.
And again.
Wow, I flicked straight at that guy through the wall. Oopsie.
Adding Sam back for maximum annoyance for you, so you can relive the horror everyone else did. Alright, let's do slow speed. Alright, so blasting this guy, not the super biggest deal. While I'm here, count of death. Dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, and then super acceleration over here on C. And then rip some rounds off. Surprisingly quick auto correction to the right, lining it up, which over here you will see there's just like a pile of dudes there, so kind of suspicious. After ripping off some rounds, despite having superhuman speed perception, finally decides not hitting anything. Takes a bunch of time, pretty much like almost dead on, lines up with this guy, so that looks shady. Decides to run for whatever reason, instead of blowing this guy away. And then lines up, finally decides he's worth blasting. Boom, 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 boom. Dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So about 8 or 9. Transition to this guy. Overswing. Starts running. Just a clusterfuck. Runs forward, despite supposedly we're trying to keep this train kill going. We decide to run forward. Shoot him up, dies quicker than expected. Then all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3, 4 frame snap over here. Nothing perceivable, no gunfire, nothing of obvious nature. just lighten it up.
Wall.
And then,
Oops.
as you may have heard, the grand send-off to, after all that, declare.
Wow, I flicked straight at that guy through the wall. Oopsie.
So now that you had a chance to see what we're all talking about, let's talk about excuses of this business. So the dumbest one I've seen is on Twitter, where people are straight up trying to tell me that people are looking at the mini-map alone and aiming. Not like, oh, I need to go investigate and react appropriately. Straight up, pros are supposedly aiming on the minimap, not considering other dimensions where enemies might be. Just turn and shoot blast, because I'm so good. I've figured that out, despite it's not on any of the aim helping programs, etc. And there's a reason we haven't heard that till this week, because people apparently weren't dumbasses enough until now. But we're working on new dumbass limits. That's where we are right now. And just to put it in perspective, so like you have eyeballs, so just look here and do a quick peek over to C, like not even perceiving, just over here at the mini-map. So you're looking here, mini-map, back and forth, see how long that takes. No perception, no care of anything, just how much time that takes. And now you're considering people over here blasting and transitioning and doing all these things in 10 frames or less. You think they got time to be going back and forth to the mini-map, to be aiming
Wow, I flicked straight at that guy.
Retard take, and I'm insulted it was even brought up. Talking about excuses, let's also get into who is giving excuses. So we got Pingu, or however you say it here. And it looks like that could be an interesting nerd type, just showing off technology, getting into interesting things, pushing things to the limits, which appears to have led them to the aiming community. And this has resulted in a recent video defending the great honor of Riley. And it just kind of brings up the concept of like, well, if you're going to talk about the aiming community so much, you might want to consider a video talking about why so many cheaters get caught in the aiming community. Anyway, it's just a little frustrating because Pingu comes off like, oh, just trying to educate people, generally nice. Then just a giant dick on Twitter, devolving like all the others, where they act like you're just not good enough, don't understand. So the next guy, Ender's, more of that same attitude, and he's notably on Team EXE, which is also the same team Riley is on. So they're all in a big group together, which doesn't usually make for the best excuses that people will think holds water. Let's hear some.
The elephant in the room is the flick to the rock, but there's a few ideas behind this flick that we need to quickly talk about. First, we need to understand her play style. Riley plays 4 clips.
This is a clip farm playstyle. For every one of these moments that make it into a video, there are probably 50 that fail.
All right, Joker. So this concept's just ridiculous. So you've seen enough clips from me to see like Riley's not playing to that extreme concept. Like that would mean if you got bullets left after every kill or whatever, you are just turning hard somewhere and letting it rip. And that is not happening like sheer statistics wise. If your main goal is to bust out sweet clips and just turn it and letting it rip is a part of that, it is not happening enough. On to the next cope excuse. Let's check this one out.
Riley never locked on to anybody. How do we know Riley never locked on to anybody? Well, if you draw a straight line, you can see that Riley's line is just ever so slightly, maybe to the left of the C flag, maybe directly at the C flag. And if we zoom out here, we can see that it is actually definitively to the left of the C flag.
All right, so for starters, we're just not talking about right after the snap, the gunfire immediately goes to the right. But let's continue.
In here, and we play this frame by frame, you can see that when Riley peeks the flag, just bear with me here, there's a guy here, you can see this guy, right? That's the guy spotted on the minimap.
Oh, I can't
Very
wait
important,
to ignore
because
the
I'm going to go
guy.
back in the clip, right? And we're going to point out that this guy was actually always there, and it was the initial person that went on the C flag. But anyway,
okay.
pushing through this clip here, frame by frame, no one in the crosshair, nobody to the left of the C flag. There's a guy here, there's a guy here, there's a guy here.
We're just ignoring how close
Nobody
that was.
to the left of the C flag on the initial lock. So again, we'll go back to...
Oh, so we're all about people left to C flags, are we? Well, let's look at that again. Let's look at that again. I mean, I don't even really care, but if that's what we're gonna like concentrate on.
Wow.
What's this guy doing? Who's this little buddy? What?
Look,
What are you doing over there on the left of the C flag? Like this whole situation is ridiculous because like there's just a pile of dudes here. There's like 5 dudes, a ridiculous amount of dudes. So getting all like caught up in the weeds of who's left and right of the C flag is a worthless excuse fest. So this next one extra annoys me because it's just kind of a big package of assholery. It's pretentious, gaslighting, just everything all wrapped into one. The fact that they think they can sell you this and think you're just too stupid to understand what they just told you, it's quite insulting. Let's get into it. Let you soak it in here.
Next is the weird movement after the kill happens. To understand this one, we have to talk about what happens when you pick up the mouse.
What happened?
Constant movement, and then nothing. No deceleration, no shakiness, just a robotic stop. People have based their entire style around this sensor quirk, manipulating when the sensor stops tracking the pad to stop extremely fast and snappy movements. Players who want to make their aim look as inhuman as possible will do this. The basis of that one-frame flick technique involves lifting the mouse both before and after the flick, meaning you skip both the acceleration and deceleration, giving you just one single clean snap. It looks like teleportation. This technique does come with downsides, but we're not here to discuss that.
Oh, but I am, friends. So let's jump back to this nonsense. Okay. So what they're specifically talking about from a starting point, like Riley's not doing this. Riley's not teleporting. Like most of these AIM people are just going quickly. They're not teleporting. This is to get what they're explaining here is essentially a read error. You cannot input at the before and after. That automatically eliminates tracking. And it's very difficult to get a lift and a drop back down in any amount of frames. Like for the type of framework we're working with, like 3 frames or less. You're not going up and down and doing all these shenanigans and still tracking and doing all these other things. So quite insulting. Like if you look up 1 frame flicks and then there's all these people talking about how you have to like have your settings a certain way to even do it. And when you look into it further, like the closest thing they're doing is just changing their sensitivity settings. So like no one's actually doing this. That's continuing the track and not just like look like, oh, it looks like your mouse is broken. Anyway, let's continue.
On the mouse pad sort of thing. As you can see, the arm position is way too high up on the mouse pad, and this causes there to be very little room for Riley to actually play with at the top of the mouse pad, which means Riley has to end up actually picking up the mouse off the mouse pad a lot. And for those of you that don't know, sometimes picking up your mouse off a mouse pad and then setting it back down has these crazy fast flick things that happen, and some people use them a lot in their gameplay, believe it or not. Yes, this is all weird, cringe AIM knowledge, but I'm just trying to...
Oh, thanks. I didn't know that. I didn't know how mice work. Thanks again for that. So, again, the gaslighting of just like being like, oh, you peons, you don't understand basic acceleration and frame rates and all this other nonsense. There's no reason to bring this up unless Riley was actually teleporting like we first discussed at the start of this excuse. It's so infuriating. So you might be thinking that Riley footage on the Battlefield 6 wasn't any big deal, no fuss to be had, but we just happen to have this Battlefield 5 footage. Looks a little different. Let's get into that. Here's just a little taste, full speed. Just quiet, it's a ruckus. Now let's rewind that. Let's let it absorb in. See what all happened here. All right, so right from the start, guns blazing, sneaking up behind these chumps. All right, blast. All right, so the life bar is still there, already moving on. And then he still dies anyway. Interesting from the start. All right, and blasting this guy in the back. half health bar. Boom, boom, boom. Dead. Dead. 1, 2. All right, so we're already like hyper moving on second frame. Interesting. Perfectly timed. A weird lock here, so we like overflick, passed up all these guys. Now we just picked this one poor bastard. Now we're honing in on him. Blast, blast, blast. But moving on to somebody else. I don't know why. Little extra track here. This guy dies. Heart attack, panic attack, whatever happened. Reticle's not even on him. Interesting. Get a big ruckus. Some environmental effects. I guess this guy died, whatever. And then we're jumping to this guy. Overshoot it pretty hard. Blasting, blasting, blasting. Still get the hit. So this brings up some other concerns of little reticle helpers we'll talk about here soon. So let's see here. Shoot him. He's dead. All right, dead. 1, 2. Already moving on 2, just slightly. 3, cooking. Overshoot over here to this guy. Like passing up all these other chumps. We're just taking our pick. A little bit to settle in. Coming to him, and then a pretty interesting snap here. Like really, just really lock on to him. Interesting. Getting ahead of him. Let's see, man. He's dead. Next guy, blast him. Boom, boom, boom. It's taking longer than expected, but didn't jump away. Boom, dead finally. 1, 2, 3. So again, you're already starting to party on 2 frames. Going to the next guy, perfectly timed. Looking over here, had to transition out of bullets. So blast this guy, boom, boom. And like we were talking about, you know, super, just for the clips, Riley here decided, you know what would be really cool for the clips? If I just stop shooting. Just stop shooting and die. Like, that's for the clips, man. Continuing on, the majority of the footage is equally as hilarious. So let's just play full speed here real quick. Just let you see the fun. Just, what we're working with compared to that Battlefield 6 footage. Just the whole spree here. Oh, don't worry, we'll go through it. We'll have a good time. All right, let's track back. Let's not get too deep. All right, enhance. Let's see. All right, so right here, start blasting this guy. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody's getting shot in the back. No indicator on when to change for this guy. No signs of death. No animation. No nothing. We're just like, all right, mission accomplished. Moving on to the next guy. Start blasting him. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. And then you're like, all right, it's time to start working on these lower guys. Not this up one. We're gonna work on these pronies down here. And then, all right, we'll bring it back up for some reason. And then this guy over here. Hold up. Who's over here? Who's hiding down here for no reason? Very difficult to see. Well, let's start working on him, even though we're missing a little bit. Okay, now we're over here, working on that guy again. Shoot him up. Oh, back here, back again. Perfect hits. All right, moving on to the next one. Just more of the slaughter right in the back. Sneak attack. All right, again, we're moving before this guy's even done. I don't know if that's like a network thing, but it's concerning. All right, working on this prone guy. Dead. Blah, blah, blah. Working on this guy. Boom, boom, boom. Dead. Let's see. Dead. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3. Slow for Battlefield 5 Riley here. Saw this guy. Just in time. Boom. Right on him. Just brrr. This is an interesting overshoot here. I'm not gonna lie. Let's look at this overshoot. So just snaps it over there and then kind of walks it in. All right, so continuing on, more of the fun. So just boom, 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 boom. Again, let's see here. Moved on before clear signs of death. Already moving on. Instantaneous. blasting this guy, more of the same, instantaneous, boom, dead, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I guess a little slower. I stand corrected. Still 3 frames is no joke. Moving on to the next. Boom, 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 boom. Sees this very tiny opening, blasts this guy on over here, and then this guy maybe shot by someone else, maybe a heart attack, but boom, reticle's not on him. He is dead and dead. And then start laying it down back there, and then finally, oh, somebody finally got him in the back. Most footage is more of that for like 5 minutes, but this particular one, I enjoyed this, so I'll let you get in here and see it full speed. And then, all right, so that was a lot to take in, though. Let's zoom in. Really, just enjoy this. So we're running in the room like Riley do. No reason to worry about the environment. Going in guns blaze. Boom, boom, boom. Guy's dead. Boom. And you're like, who should I aim at? Am I a normal person? And like aiming at these? But Riley is no normal person. So we got 1, 2, 3 frames, and then we're like, you know who's the problem? This guy. So either an overshoot, I don't even know what's going on, but we are cracking off rounds. Boom, 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 boom. Just really working on that dead guy. Okay, now we're moving over here to an actual live person. Reticle's all jacked up now. I don't even know what we're doing. All right, we're shooting this guy. Hits. Boom, boom, boom. Already moving on. Once again, instantaneous. Like he ain't even dead yet. We're moving on to the next guy. Boom, boom, boom. Reticle's all jacked up. Bah, 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 bah. Oh, moving on. Like hyper speed moving on. Not even dead yet. On to this guy who somehow survived this massacre. Boom, boom, and then like whatever that was. And it's, I mean, it's just ridiculous. So like how different that was compared to the Battlefield 6 footage, going from like 12 and up, just perceiving whether or not someone had died. Like there's still health bars on Battlefield 6, and now we're down to like 2 or less. I mean, it's so bad I can't even tell if it's just like a game bug. And so it's just ridiculous to ignore this sudden skill change. So this is about the point where I beg people to consider, what will it take for you to consider there might be some cheating or some sort of shenanigans afoot? How crazy in the AIM community does the footage need to appear before you think about there might be some issues? So here's another Team EXE person, and I mean, it's almost comical. It's basically Riley on steroids. Like none of the like total wackadoo target priority issues, even cleaner, even more just ridiculous times, just mowing these poor bastards down. And it, like I said, how much crazier is it? Does it need to be all headshots? What is the thing you are looking for? On the subject of what it will take, so this is Enders again of Team EXE, and this is a person they finally called out for cheating, which I mean you'll see, pretty wackadoo compared to what we just saw. So let's get into it. I gotta stay zoomed out on any copyright issues.
Start shooting at this guy. He immediately, once again, flicks down to player belt line. Right there. And it's super fast. I'll play this in real time so you get an idea of how fast these downward aim adjustments really are. But we'll take a look at it in slow motion once again. So there's the micro track on the second player. Here's the third kill. Here's the adjustment to the staircase. Good pre-aim. No reason to really change. And then the immediate switch down to the player's belt line with, again, a micro track. So we'll just watch that one last time. Then I'll play it in normal speed. Boom. And he tracks him as well. Watch this again, just so you get an idea of how fast these downwards adjustments are. Flick, flick, and flick down. So
now see, so the funny thing is, after what you saw before, that doesn't even look that impressive, does it? Doesn't look that crazy as far as how fast the target transitioning is and other factors of dwell time on whether or not you're perceiving someone's dead. And so this was enough. This was enough to be like, this guy's a cheater, pumpkin eater. If you're not convinced, what really did it for me on this Riley story here was apparently there's footage from day one of the Battlefield 6 open beta. And it turns out Riley was painfully mid, painfully average, if not below that day, where none of these aimbot shenanigans worked for him. And you can't just go God tier Battlefield 5 footage and just suck this hard. A clear sign, like if this doesn't convince you, I don't know what will. But I'll show you anyway, and not just a couple. Like we'll really give you a breath here.
Lie.
So first thing,
I have never lied once.
from long range, now has to like deal with recoil a little.
Multiple layers of
Not
rocks.
a laser gun all of a sudden. And then not so great at the close fights
Dude, what is
anymore,
wrong
huh?
with you?
All that jiggle left to right. Like target transitions. That one was like what they
2TS.
live for. That was like their
Wow.
best case.
Wow.
I almost got it.
Now let's go a little bit back. So that's a good starting point. Let's see how long that took. Remember we were doing 3-frame transitions. Let's see here. Dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Now on 19 we're moving over. Stuff's in the way. Jiggling in there. Sending some more off. Boom, 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 boom. A lot more rocky now, huh? Amazing that is. All right, and I can't see the up, so what we'll call the red X death. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Moving on 16. So anyway, like I said,
Got a 2TS. Wow.
less confident.
Wow.
So now
I almost got
those
two
10s
tests and I
turned
got
into
fucking
16s.
Man, I'm out of
I
it.
aim. I don't know
Why
how to.
are you not a
I don't
medic?
know
I'm
how
on a
to aim
soul,
anymore.
bitch.
What is wrong with you?
I kill you. I ran out of ammo again.
There's just snipers
I don't
everywhere.
get ammo, so.
Uh-huh.
Alleviate reference? Yep. Alleviate, same thing.
Dude, I'm actually stun locked by how bad my game is running.
I'm getting
So Riley's bitching about the frame rate the whole time, and it's like 90. I remember back in the day, I was like, we were dealing with like 20 frames
Yeah, can
on a
we
good
maybe
day.
get like a jet or something to just blow this guy's house up?
The whole team's bitching about
bullets in
aiming.
my gun. I need like a 50. Which gun has the 60?
All right, so I left this clip in to
I
show
have a huge
Riley
route.
doing well, because I'm a fair man.
I overflicked like
Wait,
horribly.
the shotguns are absurd.
So, so that was a
absurd.
good
Wait, I'm a
run.
shotgunner.
I'm in real.
Here we go. Now. Perfect setup, right? Let's inspect that further. Let's get in there. Do it slow. All right. So what kind of times are we getting on here? Like, all right, locked and on. Boom, 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 boom. Getting some hits. All right. Time of death. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Moving on 15. Painfully average. Not particularly on for the very... It wouldn't take much to go left to right, but sort of kind of do some whiffs, then finally on there. Do more back off, even though there's not a lot of movement. Oversway, just unimpressive compared to all that wacky footage we saw later. And then this guy finally, it's just too much going
like,
on.
Why does
runs
it feel
out of
like
there.
it has the 2042 recoil thing?
Complains about
100%
recoil.
usage.
Imagine
What?
that. And this one's a good one. Like, oh, no longer master of the track. Remember seeing those other fall tracks? Yeah, not so good this time, huh? Little bit off, a little bit more sloppy. Didn't work out.
Really try this gun.
Yeah. All right, this one's a good. All right. So the old flip, and this is for the clips, right, fellas? Just jerk it. So we're shooting over here. We saw we're getting hit on a diagonal 45, right? So we just jerk it. Oh, too fast there. Okay. Big old swing. Because we're super cool, right? We look at the minimap. That's all information we need to hit people, right? Well, look how good that turned out in a real game. without cheats. You can just get murdered. So this guy was like, thank you for lining up, Riley. Enjoy your lead.
Yeah, I'm wishing.
Just pretend it's not even there.
And this one's
I don't-
another good one.
Oh yeah.
Remember all that smoke shooting? All that ninja smoke shooting?
And there.
Didn't work out so good this time, did it?
I
what I did.
can't, bro. I can feel it.
Oh,
Oh, I'm getting up.
I went and pressed 3 different keybinds because I had
Just
not-
all the
I'm
one-on-one
gonna-
combat.
I'm gonna, like,
getting
cry.
wrecked.
My FPS
There's-
is so
And
bad.
Riley
as hell.
spends like half the session dicking around
I'm
with
starting to get
settings.
used to the FPS, and that's freaking
Did you like that track?
weird.
Remember that Humvee track? Remember that perfect, just murder Humvee track? How about this one?
I'm starting to get used to the FPS. and
Oh, that looks a little different. Looks a little
it's
different.
freaking me out. Because
Right there.
ADS aim feels worse than when I'm like shooting in like ADS. I swear.
Oh, yeah,
Or,
so-
like hip fire.
Yeah, actually, it's terrible because my cheats are off.
Shit.
I mean, like,
And then this was interesting. So a nice quick flick. I don't even know what this icon is because I haven't played, but swing and a miss. Wasn't a bad guy. Better luck next time.
Oh yeah, the A1's better.
Is it?
shit, let me let you know when I get into a gunfight.
This guy's watching that?
Yo, there's a person behind us. Like, I mean, just like I should go fuck myself, man.
See,
No, dead ass, this guy's cheating. There's no way he's pre-firing me like that.
the sheer irony of these jokers that will flame you on Twitter. I mean, I knew this was gonna happen. Like, once they're losing, they will talk about cheating and not be all these like long spiels of like, hey, you know, maybe you should just use some aim programmers and you can be as cool as that guy. Nope, none of that. None of that.
Well, the
I'll
hollow
chip
is
out.
in, the hollow feels kind
Just another
of
classic crappy transition. Just jerk it over there, and it's just not quite so precise all of a
The
sudden.
hollow feels kind of ass when I tried it.
Give me a
If I
res.
just had more bullets.
Give me a fucking res.
Bleh.
No
Whole
AR
lot-
does damage.
Whole lot of this.
Do the 1.2.
All that confidence of just running in the rooms thinking you can own the place. Not working out too good here.
Yeah, no, the MPX
someone-
is horrid.
Someone.
Locked in.
Oh, here's another. Here's your moment, Riley. Here's your moment. This is what we've been waiting for all match. Two dudes just hanging out. Easy pickings. This is the best you could do. Just let's see how bad this went. So like you could have stopped here and started blasting, but no, you're Riley. You just keep on moving forward. And so all right, just swing and a miss, like comedic. You didn't need to do anything difficult. You could have just glide that bad boy in, but nope. You start shooting there, and then you're like, oh, I done messed up. Now it's like just jiggly. Move over here, complete miss. Just another, like, you didn't have to touch the mouse that much. Could have strafed that bad boy in, and now you're dead because your cheats are off.
Yo.
And we got more of this. I think
I
I
don't
left.
understand.
I left this in as a kind run. Nope.
Max.
I lied.
100
That was
FPS
them
fully
getting trashed again.
performance. What FPS are you?
And again, bitching about
It's gotta be just
FPS
like one thing I have set wrong.
the whole time.
Yeah,
Do a
Stir's.
little recheck on your settings.
So
Stir's
it's
getting the
90.
same FPS as Enders.
90, and you're so petty to bitch about 90.
33.
That kind of sums up the aiming community. Bitching about 90 frame rate.
650 XT, 7800 X3D.
Rah.
Yo, my fucking
Wait, can I
maybe
get on
the
your head?
FPS counter is just
I
rage
can't.
baiting. I'm telling you, the FPS counter is not fucking rage baiting. It feels like the worst that I've ever played.
Worst ever.
Liberation Peak Breakthrough sucks. Just found that
Oh,
out.
man.
But that feels 1-1 to me.
All right, here we go. Another classic. Now's your moment, Riley. You've been waiting for this. Let's see what we got here. Let's do some more averages. All right, some sloppy ass work, but we're getting there. Overswings. All right, time of death. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 and then move. Okay, all right.
Is that not
Seems a
1-1?
little different than
Do you all think
these
it's
other
bad or
footage.
just mid? Because I think it's kind of mid. I genuinely haven't been paying attention to the gameplay at all. My FPS is bothering me so much.
That summarizes it all there, fellas. Like I was bitching about, these people require your participation. They're like looking at FPS, like looking for excuses, no interest in objectives.
I think the aiming feels bad. The game, it might be fine, but the aiming feels fucking terrible.
The sheer irony. You know why? You know why the aiming feels bad? Because your whole team was cheating. So getting into some smaller stuff, 10IQ Gaming did a deep dive on Riley, and he claims to be a cheater looking at another cheater. So one thing he noticed and pointed out was Riley was blatantly using HUD sight. For those unfamiliar, that's a crosshairs program. And so it just brings up the sheer sweaty pettiness of it all. So you're over here, Lord of the Aim, Lord of the Femboys, and you have to use a crosshair program. And it's a small up, but it is something. So like on Battlefield, it is more difficult to use iron sights than the dot sight. And people still defend it. They'll be like, oh, my monitor can add that, or I'm so old school that I'll like draw a dot on my monitor. That isn't what the designers intended. You can keep adding on silly descriptions too from there, like, oh, I have my homies use laser pointers to help point enemies out. Like how silly does it need to get before somebody will say something like, I don't know about that. And again, they require your participation. They can't just have fun in their aiming community, whatever that's about. They go inside your games, either look for bots or treat you like bots, find children. They're not even interested in playing the game. And so show some more insight on that. We got Williker here, and just suck this all up. Let's check out this top quote. The ignorance of aim assist blinds one from reaching their true potential. Wake up and achieve greatness with the mouse. This is, of course, Team EXE, once again, zero surprise there. Just, the smugness, the sheer, I mean, this is just trolling. Like, they hate you. They want your rage, just sheer rage bait. Like, why would you want to be around these people? Why can't you just go have fun aiming somewhere else? And then it's also the ignorance of, like, they're trying to act like there aren't actual cheats. Like, crazy amount of people just got banned on the beta. So it's not like nothing's going on. It's not like cheats don't exist. And then, so anyway, moving on to 10IQ's more examples here. So we got back to Riley, and just more oddity. So running programs that don't make any sense. So we got Apex Legends running here. That's not the actual name of the file that runs that program. Similar for Team Fortress. There's no reason for that to be running. Team Fortress, the game, clearly is not running. So why do you gotta be so weird, bro, all the time? Also, like, wacky, a lot of config files where normally if you're just Lord of the Aim, you mostly just need to mess with mouse input settings and stuff like that. You don't need to be all up in the game config. And then on Steam, multiple Steam accounts. That's not convenient. That's weird. Why you got to be like that? So just putting it all together, this is what people. A normal gamer is getting fatigued over this crap. Forever now, there's been cheats for a very long time, and they're harder and harder to get away from. Like back in the day, there were more servers that could be private servers where we had some sort of control. It's getting less and less. It's always going to be a battle. It's not like the cheat programs aren't trying, but it's a very difficult problem. So the problem is the people. And so we're tired of it. And so it's like, why would you want to make this a thing? Like, why would you, what kind of person does it take to be like, I'm going to be a good player, pretend like I'm cheating, and then cheat on top of that? Like, no one wants to be around you, dude. Like, reconsider your life decisions. Adding on to more examples, so we got Williker here, further showing his specialization in the rage bait. I look forward to when they're just totally replaced by AI, like they have no more gimmick. no more purpose, no more reason to make us suffer. But it's a good example of also brings what other people have been bringing up. Like, if you're this good, why does no one know who you are? Why are you in no competitions? Why is pretty much nobody in Team EXE? Nobody knows who you are. You're over here, lords of the game, but apparently accomplish nothing when it actually matters. Huh, imagine that. So to end things, I thought I'd show some tweets of this whole fiasco. Some, as you can see, chose the virtue signal. Many, who I would say are not qualified, whether it be skill level or just not into games at all, but they have very strong opinions that they seem to insist as long as you got into these like aim programs, you could be a magic aim god, just putting in the hours. So to them, I wish you sweaty servers full of cheaters. You go have fun with yourselves. Us living in reality, still a frustrating situation. Kind of best we can do is play with the good folks when we can and point out the cheaters. Let them know that you know and don't let it slide. So bringing it all home, thanks for watching. This was a little bit of a wacky video, but if you made it this far, perhaps you had a good time. If you liked this video and want to support us, check out the MIL-SPEC Monkey Store. Although known for morale patches, we also specialize in a good selection of DIY hardware and tactical accessories.